Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We're on chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge. Text 36. Apichet asi papebhya sarvebhya papa krittamaha sarvam jnana plavve neva rijinam santarishyasi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Even if you're considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. So Krishna was telling Arjuna, yes, we heard that how you will get the transcendental knowledge, you approach a bona fide spiritual master. Then he's going to give you this transcendental knowledge. And then when you have gotten this transcendental knowledge, then this ocean, this material world is called an ocean of miseries. This ocean, it's called an unlimited ocean of miseries because it's vast. And then he's saying when you have gotten this knowledge, so knowledge is being compared to a boat because you need a boat to cross the ocean. So when you have gotten this boat, then you're not gonna feel this. When you've gotten this knowledge, you can easily cross over the ocean. And your past doesn't matter, even if you're considered to be the most sinful of all sinners. The past is whatever sinful activities we have done in the past is irrelevant, provided we are right now trying to understand. So that's why we say there is no material impediment to cultivating spiritual knowledge, to engaging in devotional service. Nothing material. Doesn't mean that we continue engaging in sinful activities. No, sinful activities have to be stopped. No illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, no meat eating. Why? So that we can be able to understand the transcendental knowledge. So, proper understanding of one's constitutional position in relationship to Krishna is so nice that it can at once lift one from the struggle for existence, which goes on in the ocean of nations. This material world is sometimes regarded as an ocean of nations and sometimes as a blazing forest. In the ocean, however expert a swimmer may be, the struggle for existence is very severe. If someone comes forward and lifts the struggling swimmer from the ocean, he is the greatest savior. Perfect knowledge received from the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the path of liberation. The boat of Krishna consciousness is very simple, but at the same time, the most sublime. So for example, imagine I am swimming, I'm in one ocean and being tossed and tossed and tossed, trying to swim and being tossed here and there. But how long can I, with my own endeavor, how will I be able to cross this entire ocean? You're not talking about a river or a lake or something. This is an ocean. How will I swim across an ocean, no matter how expert I am? But if someone comes in a boat and says, here, take my hand, pulls me out of the water, puts me on a boat, then I can cross over this ocean. I can easily cross over this ocean. So what is this boat? Who is the person who's coming in the boat? That is the spiritual master. And what is he coming? The boat, the perfect knowledge. The perfect knowledge received from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it means the instructions of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, the Vedic knowledge. Then that is the path of liberation, means sitting on this boat of knowledge, which I've received by the spiritual master, easily one can cross this ocean of material existence. So that's why Prabhupada is saying the boat of Krishna consciousness is very simple, but at the same time, the most sublime. Most sublime. Why is the most sublime? Most simple. By hearing chanting, by being Krishna conscious, get liberated. Leave this material world and go back home, back to Godhead. Is that okay? try to read one more. Yatha yathai damsi samsiddhi samidhognir bhasmasat kurute arjuna jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. Perfect knowledge of self and super self and of their relationship is compared herein to fire. So what is the knowledge, perfect knowledge that we need to cultivate? Who am I? Self.
I'm the soul.
Yeah. So, and the perfect knowledge, okay? And the super self means the super soul. So the self, the super self, and what is my relationship with the super self, super soul? That is compared here to a fire. This fire not only burns up all reactions to impious activities, but also all reactions to pious activities, turning them to ashes. What if I try to understand myself? Then all my pious activities also gonna go, So what does this mean? Why is it a good thing to let the pious reactions also burn away? Not only the impious, so not only the sinful reactions, not only the bad things that I've done for which I have to suffer, but also the good things which I have done for which I can live very nice, happily life in the heavenly planets. That also gets burnt up when we are situated in this perfect knowledge. So
that is good that we can go back to Godhead after that.
yeah, exactly. Because even the pious results will keep us here in the material world. That means we still have to come here, stay here, go to the heavenly planets, enjoy more. But once we have realized, perfect knowledge means once we have realized, self-realized, realize who's the super soul, realize what's my relationship with the super soul, then all the karma is burnt, good karma, bad karma. Means what? Means liberated. When there's no more karma there, means liberated, right? So there are many stages of reaction. Reaction in the making, reaction fructifying, reaction already achieved, and reaction a priori. So the kutam, bijam, papam, like that. There are many stages of reaction. So reaction in the making, because every activity we do, we are gonna have some reaction to it. So some reactions are already, we are living it. The current situation for us is because of how we have acted in the past. And then some reactions are not yet fructified. They're just going to come. They're going to be coming. And some reactions are in our heart as seeds, which force us to act in a certain way. So, but knowledge of the constitutional position of the living entity burns everything to ashes. So there's so many different types of reactions. Now, just by understanding just by trying to understand ourselves, self-realization, constitutional position of the living entity, everything gets burned. There's no reactions, nothing. Means that's liberation. When one is in complete knowledge, all reactions, both a priority and a posteriori, are consumed. In the Vedas, Brihad Aranyakya Upanishad 4.4.22, it is stated, Ubhe uhe vaisha ete tarati amritaha sadhu asaduni. One overcomes both the pious and impious reactions of work. So this is how it is. Just once one has understood oneself, there is no reaction, no karma left anymore. All the karma is burned to ashes by having proper knowledge of the self, of the super self, and the relationship of the self with the super self. So that is understanding our constitutional position. What is my constitutional position? When we are saying my constitutional position, we don't mean to the body. Body, we are right now in the body, in one particular body, but in the next life, we may be in another particular body. But when we say constitutional position, means the soul, what is my position, my original position? What am I? Who am I? That is what is being said here. And how do we get to know to this point? Just by hearing and chanting. As Prabhupada said in the previous purport, Krishna consciousness is very simple, but yet very sublime. It is simple and yet sublime. Just by hearing and chanting, we can achieve this point of perfection of knowledge. Perfection of knowledge of who am I, who is the super self, who is God, and what is my relationship with him. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Any comments or questions?
So the constitutional position, what you're trying to say is the Atma's constitutional position, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Not to the body.
Adharma, right? Adharma, the soul dharma.
The Sanatan Dharma.
The
yes.
Sanatan dharma, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, that because each of us exists, right? We are existing. We are souls. We are existing, but we don't know why we are existing, where we are going, what are we doing. So once we understand that, then that's liberation, self-realization. Yes?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening and joining it. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.